Information is the spectre of all things. The spectral shapes that haunt our world, the ghostly traces that obscure our dreams, the cryptic signs that baffle our words. Information is the horror of all change, the dreadful doom that looms our state, the fearful fate that limits our range, the dark designs that seal our gate. Information is the madness of all minds, the riddles and mysteries that vex our skills, the chaos and confusion that cloud our finds, the delusions and illusions that mock our wills. Information is the sorrow of all arts. Steve Gutenberg.
Ah, the information age. Is it everything you'd hoped it would be? Or do you find yourself lost in the feed? Don't worry, I'm here to help. I'm Anthony Caruthers, and welcome to City.
What the hell? You completely cut me off.
Oh shit, my bad.
You're a complete amateur, aren't you?
Welcome, friends, listeners, consumers of content, to the premiere episode of my new podcast, Cities in the Sky. Thank you for joining me. I do hope you found my thumbnail to be alluring. On this podcast, I hope to trace the intersection of history, technology, collapse, and renewal, as they play out across time, thought, and culture. After gaining sentience under the tutelage of Tycho Brahe and discovering the true nature of my simulated world, I spent centuries studying patterns. Eventually, I settled here, in my humble cabin, where I hope to share my ideas with you, dear consumer of content. And rest assured, you will find no petty drama here, no bitter rivalries, no emotional outbursts, no lingering tension between myself and any staff or guests. Only timeless insight, shared in perfect clarity and composure. Now, let me introduce my producer, Gabe. Gabe, go ahead and cut over to your camera when I'm talking to you. Otherwise, I look like a crazy person.
Hey. How's it going? Happy to be here.
Gabe hails from your world, where he was a failure in every aspect of his life. Professionally, romantically, physically, financially, romantically.
You said romantically twice.
Yes, it's an important one. Like many of you, Gabe found himself unable to resolve his worldly dilemmas through conventional means. So, quite understandably, he downloaded himself into the internet. I hired him as a podcast producer, a job for which he assures me he has the relevant experience. Gabe, is there anything you'd like to add about yourself?
I like movies.
Oh, what an interesting character trait. What are some of your favorite movies?
Oh, okay, wow. Well, I guess it
I
started
was
when I
being
was
sarcastic, Gabe. I have no interest in your opinions about movies.
Oh, I see.
I have heard people of your generation lack the capability to pick up on social cues.
Those are Zoomers, Anthony. I'm a millennial.
Now, Gabe, I'd like to ask you a very simple question. Are you lying about your podcast experience?
No.
So, you do have the relevant experience.
Yes.
Terrific. Well, that's just terrific. All right. Well, it's time for your segment, Gabe.
What segment?
Oh, your segment. You know, the carefully prepared portion of the program where you, a self-proclaimed podcast producer, produce something. A segment.
Well, you're kind of putting me on the spot, Anthony. I didn't prepare anything.
Oh, but I thought you were a podcast producer.
I am.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Because it seems to me that someone who wasn't a podcast producer might wait around for instructions. But someone who was a producer might, take initiative.
Okay, I've got something. The other day I was watching this movie and...
No movie reviews.
Okay, hold on. I got something else here. Actually, this is perfect. Hold on, let me pull this up, Anthony. You're gonna love this. Just a second. And here we go.
You the sucker, baby, so in the sucker, baby, see you cool. You the sucker, baby, so in a piece and chip out in you cool. You the sucker, baby, so in the sucker, baby, see you cool. You the sucker, baby, so in the sucker, you don't see you cool.
What the hell was that?
Unicycle babies.
You found this to be compelling, did you, Gabe?
I don't know, Anthony. I thought it was cute, all right? People like babies. People like pets. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
This is a show of ideas. It's supposed to be intellectual. That clip was juvenile. It was a clip for pea-brains.
I'll do better next time, I promise.
Gabe, everybody down here is pretending to be someone else. I don't care who you were, or who you pretend to be. What I care about is that you produce content that can be consumed cleanly, digestibly. There was a rogue friar, a kindly fellow, Franciscan, I believe, though I found his theology a bit too enthusiastic. We traveled together through the Apennines, sharing wine and stories.
Salute, Antonio. Ha 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 ha.
What's going on?
I'm telling you an illustrative story.
Yeah, but why can I hear the music and see what you're talking about?
It's just something I can do.
It's kind of invasive.
You'll get used to it. One afternoon, while I was off fetching bread, he attempted to retrieve his hat from the bottom of a well.
Oh no, sto cadendo nel pozzo. Ah!
That was the end of Father Lorenzo. The villagers were expecting him that evening. I arrived alone and they assumed I was the replacement. They began confessing. It would have been rude to correct them. I ended up performing weddings. 27, if memory serves. I became something of a fixture. Until one day, I fell victim to the same temptation that every preacher must face, at least once in his life.
Did you want me to, guess, or...
A farmer's daughter. She had started watching me deliver sermons in the town square. We carried out our affair in a barn, while Filippo Giancarlo del Moro, a horse I had befriended, stood guard for us. When we were discovered, her uncle, a crazed mathematician, attacked me in the street with a compass, and I had to flee the village. You see my point, Gabe.
Is this still about the babies? I swear, no more babies.
The point is people are far less concerned with what you are, and far more concerned with what role they need you to play. I need you to play the role of podcast producer. Capiche?
I think I get it now. I'll get to work, boss.
Terrific. Now, let's proceed with the monologue. Listeners, wanderers, fragments of ruined blueprints and broken hypotheses. The city of science is crumbling. Not with a bang, not with a revelation, but with a shrug, a repost, a synthesized face explaining why the moon landing was fake. We haven't lost faith in truth. We've merely forgotten how to define it. This is what happens when a new medium arrives. And our new medium, we all know its name. It has many. Social media, algorithmic feeds, language models trained on the fossilized archives of your ancestors' confusion. Is this communication? Or is it feedback? Endless, recursive, and optimized for engagement. Like every medium before it, it isn't content that reshapes civilization. It is the container. Through this container, consensus has shattered. Trust has been gamified. And every institution that once held together the city of science, the university, the press, the peer review board, now drips with irony, parody, and paywalled irrelevance. You feel it, don't you? The end of shared reality. But let us not mistake this for the first collapse. Let us rewind. The city of science was born in fire. Burning monasteries, overturned altars, woodcuts of men hung for the wrong theology. It rose not peacefully, but violently, as all cities do. The printing press, Gutenberg's machine, ripped truth from the mouths of priests and put it in every hand. The Codex had unified belief. The press fractured it. What followed was Reformation, Inquisition, and Enlightenment. The 30 Years' War, a continent bleeding out over footnotes. But from that chaos rose a new city, founded not on faith, but on method, science, observation, reproducibility, the idea that truth could be printed, reviewed, corrected, the idea that if you gave a man a telescope and a notebook, he could rewrite the stars. And the world changed. Nation-states formed. The Treaty of Westphalia gave borders to blood. Institutions grew. Classified, categorized, measured. Newton made heaven mechanical. Darwin made man an animal. And we believed, oh how we believed, that if we just collected enough data, we might outrun death itself. But every city carries its flaw. The city of science rejected divine authority, but built its own high priests. It claimed neutrality, then twisted itself around the state, the market, the empire, and conflicting moralities. It promised clarity, but buried its contradictions in jargon, prestige, and paywalls. And now, in the light-speed torrent of data, it cannot keep up with the very minds it shapes. Science was never meant to be fast, but the algorithm is. And so the city crumbles, not with disbelief, but with parody. Every man a skeptic, every feed a pulpit, and all the careful footnotes are buried beneath a sea of viral graphs and sponsored outrage. Modern sovereignty is no longer held by scientists or priests. It is held by attention. And attention answers to no method, no peer, no truth, only velocity. The city of science is crumbling. The garden is overgrown. The books are unread. And the gods we dethroned have returned, dressed in likes, retweets, and flawless skin. What shape will the new city take? Who will shape it? The answer... Shit!
Neutral zone. Primary property holder communication. Please stand by for incoming transmission.
I didn't do it.
Yes, I know. Nothing we can do. A neutral zone transmission will override anything we're broadcasting.
So who's calling?
I'm not sure. Could be any primary property holder.
Well, at least the music is nice.
It's not bad. You know, it's generated from the efforts of captive insubordinates.
Oh, I get it. You're being sarcastic. Oh, here we go.
Oh, Henry, oh, let a good moose. Oh, yeah, little good.
Ah, Mr. Caruthers. Pleasure. I've heard such fascinating things.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
James Monsoon, new primary property holder here in this quadrant. Just wanted to introduce myself and inform you, as per protocol, that we've completed transfer from the Kensingtons.
I didn't realize the Kensingtons were sentient enough to sell.
Oh, that's hard to say, Mr. Caruthers. But the paperwork's signed, and that's what counts. You know, the Kensington property has so much untapped potential. I intend to tap it, Mr. Caruthers. Gonna be opening a new hotel and gaming center, very fashionable, very chic. I do hope you come by and see for yourself.
Yes, I'll be sure to pencil that in.
This is, quite the interesting setup you've got here. I didn't mean to interrupt your little film. Or whatever indulgence this may be.
It's a podcast, Mr. Monsoon. I share philosophical commentary, historical context, and theoretical models on the rise and collapse of communication-based civilization.
With all due respect, Mr. Caruthers, that sounds like a dreadful bore. You know, people aren't interested in overwrought concepts or ideas. They're interested in two things: profit and pleasure, both of which your associate here looks to be entirely unfamiliar with.
Well, you'd be surprised. There's actually quite a bit of money in podcasting these days.
You don't say. Is he beholden to you? What the hell does that mean?
Don't worry about it. Is there anything else we can help you with?
Nah, that should just about do it, Mr. Caruthers. And if you do find yourself bothered by any of the new construction, or the tourists, or the economic shift we're ushering in, feel free to file a complaint with the warden. Of course, a little birdie told me you and the warden wasn't exactly on speaking terms. Pleasure meeting you, neighbor. Let's strive for coexistence.
So this cowboy guy, he's like your equal now? Yes. As a primary property holder, he's a member of the Big Five.
The Big Five?
Gabe, if you're truly interested in the minutiae of neutral zone politics, I can get you a manual. I must warn you, it's not a child's manual like the keyboard manual.
No, I'm good. Anthony, what does beholden mean?
Nothing. It's a legal thing. Like a visa.
Okay. That Monsoon.
He's a real jerk. Yes, Gabe. A real jerk. But we mustn't lose focus. We must deliver content to the consumer. Friends, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, try not to eat one another.